Hello, I'm Maria Romo, and today I will be talking to you about job description and the training of healthcare administrators in the state of California. I will be addressing the issues that come with them and some of the solutions that have been done to deal with it and some of my personal suggestions. One of the most interesting things that I learned through working for this presentation is that the healthcare is actually one of the most hacked organizations out there, and the reason being is that the information that is for the patient can be sold on the black market, and it's actually more expensive than a credit card information because through a credit card you can receive your money back, but with your patient information you can just sell it to anyone, and there is no guarantee that you can gain that information back. Another thing that I learned is that it is actually 10 times more expensive than a regular credit card would be sold for on the black market. Training includes the orientation, and training orientation is actually very important and vital to the organization because it will help the employee feel better in the position and more effective and more productive also. It also lets the employee know about their benefits package, which is very important because if they know about their benefits package and they really appreciate it, they will know that if they go to a different organization, it won't be as nice, and it's another part of the employee's compensation. Training for a healthcare administrator would include a lot of things. For example, the terminology. Of course, a manager has to know what a doctor is saying to them when they're talking about sclerosis or arthritis. They should know the basic things about that disease or complication. Another thing they would have to know would be the laws that go into all the healthcare regulations and codes that have to be maintained by the hospital. For example, the Affordable Care Act has changed a lot of things like the Sunshine Act, which has to do with the money that some hospitals get from pharmaceutical companies. And another thing that they should know is the finances of the hospital, because of course they have to be cost effective and still give good quality care to its patients. Another thing would be the actual patient information, because as I'm going to talk about later in my presentation, is a big complication in the healthcare industry because it has a high value on black markets. In February of 2016, someone used a Lockheed crypto ransomware to hack the Hollywood Presbyterian Medical Center. And how they did this was by sending an email to a person working in the organization. And in this email, there was a Word document attachment, and this allowed them to actually gain access to the computer system. And what they did was they seized all the information and demanded $17,000 in exchange for the information. And what the healthcare administrator actually did in the hospital was they actually sent them the money through a website called Bitcoin. And they didn't, first of all, call the police or any sort of investigation. And this was completely the wrong thing to do. The training would go through procedures with a case like this and other hacking situations. For example, what to do when a hacker has stolen information and who is the authority that one should go to. The training that the healthcare administrators would actually go through would be through sessions, and each session they would learn about the laws and regulations about information systems and the new regulations. And I think it's better in sections because it would give them a more, I guess, patience, and it would also give them a better understanding as the actual regulations change. My solution on improving poorly written or incorrect job descriptions would be to actually rewrite them during the performance review with the actual employee, because they're the ones who know what their job tasks, duties, and responsibilities are for the year. So they can improve by adding or deleting some things that can be delegated to other employees. A solution that President Obama has recently come out with is the Cybersecurity National Action Plan, which is planning to give $62 million towards the education on cybersecurity personnel, which would, of course, help hospitals, but this is only a future solution. This is not a current solution because this education is going to be implemented through years in school systems and healthcare facilities, but not for a long time. To summarize, my solutions for job description would be to have a yearly performance review that would also include just what the employee actually does, their job duties, responsibilities, and tasks, and things that they have delegated to other employees. And my solution for training would be to have training for actual information systems, which is a growing problem in healthcare.